Donny Cates and Martin Coccolo dive into Bruce Banner's mind as Odin arrives to aid Thor in stopping the Hulk's rampage, but Iron Man's untimely arrival may have just ruined the All-Father's plans. Donny Cates continues the Banner of War storyline with an issue that connects up greatly with Al Ewing's amazing run previously, not retconning or rewriting any of his work, but building off it in an interesting way and legitimizing Cates' new direction for Bruce and the Hulk, and how Bruce is where he is in life. Cates also brought us back around to that first issue of his Hulk series, bringing back the Avengers and Iron Man in particular to settle his debt with Bruce the only way Tony knows how, with a big fucking weapon. There's been a great balance of big dumb action sequences expected of a Hulk and Thor battle royale, and deeper, more emotional character arcs that Cates has been doing with Banner as a tortured soul who has had everything in his life taken from him and used against him, and it's thoroughly compelling stuff. The only real downside I have for this being an event that goes into the Thor and the Hulk book instead of just being its own actual mini-series is that, in particular the Hulk book, it's undercutting the Valhalla storyline, which we saw right at the end of the last issue of Thor, meaning that's been put on the back burner, which is really kind of sad since I was looking forward to getting right into that. Martin Coccolo again gives us some really fun action set pieces, and I like how it was intercut with the Odin-Bruce battle of wits happening inside Hulk's mind. He kept things moving at a really great pace, and I liked the use of his colours all through the book, just dazzling oranges and greens really contrasting each other, and it all led to a really great final page spread design of Martin's new Iron Man armour, which sold the scale and firepower of it really well. Thor issue 25 was another great installment in the Banner of War story arc, building wonderfully off what Al Ewing put in place during his run, while doling out a healthy amount of big, dumb, fun action set pieces. I'm going to give this issue a 9.5 out of 10. Thor issue 25 finds the Avengers locating Hulk on the Black Hand of God, which Tony knows is an awesome name and place. Reed Richards thinks it's rather terrifying, wondering how Tony knows this. Tony reveals that he has a network of deep space satellites slaved to his mainframes which do sweeps across the galaxy for any threats, and yesterday one of his satellites picked up a sound that was so loud it fried his satellite. He tells Reed that he traced the noise and found it to be a voice that said Hulk smash. Reed finds that rather impressive, unaware that he had the resources or scientific know-how to even do something like that. Tony, however, says he was just joking, and Thor's Ravens actually told him where Hulk is. The Ravens, meanwhile, are busy trying to take Spider-Man's hot dogs, as Captain America wants to hang back until they have more intel, especially if Thor is already engaging the Hulk. Captain Marvel agrees, since El Paso taught them that it's time they stopped lying to themselves about what Bruce Banner is really capable of. Iron Man, however, wants to go and fight him, not asking for permission. Cap demands he stand down, but Tony tells him that he doesn't understand since he looked Bruce and Hulk right in the eye when he attacked him at Wundagore, and as Tony engages his thruster sequence, he tells his friends that Hulk tried to kill him. Tony is revealed to be remotely piloting his armor at the mountain, and he is busy readying to launch to the Black Hand of God from Wundagore. He tells Cap that he's going to kick Hulk's ass, and he has a nice new toy to try out. He launches his huge armor out from Wundagore, exploding the mountain, as inside Starship Hulk, Odin beats up Bruce, knowing killing him will stop the Hulk, but he doesn't want to resort to that. Bruce knows that he's just a ghost and he's in his house now, restraining Odin with wires and telling him that he's not afraid of the former All-Father. Thor meanwhile approaches the downed Hulk, asking if Banner is in there, as Bruce says that Odin is powerful, but in his mind, he is God. He activates Hulk's defenses, which open fire on Thor as he returns to pummeling the God of Thunder. Odin beats Bruce down though, strangling him with cables as Thor headbutts Hulk, smashing up his armor. Bruce is thrown into a table, blacking out. Sometime later, Bruce awakens in a bar where Odin is the bartender, demanding to know where they are. Bruce regains composure, finding that they are back in El Paso, where he butchered all of those people. He watches as his past self enters the bar, wondering how this is happening since he locked this memory away. Odin knows that his defenses are down and his mind was exposed, and this is where it took them, wondering why he's so afraid. Bruce knows it wasn't meant to be like this, with both him and the Hulk forgiving each other after facing down the devil. He knows that they decided to save the world together, but then they came came to El Paso when they got reports that someone was killing people along the border, people looking to begin a new life. Odin thinks he came there to hunt the monster, but Bruce says that the monster never showed. In the bar, a biker accidentally spills a beer on Bruce's laptop, quickly apologizing to the enraged Bruce, but he knows he could feel something inside of him as he notices the man's skin begins burning up as he hulks out, throwing Bruce across the room. Bruce knows that his rage somehow spread and infected the bikers, and when he opened his eyes, all he saw was black as something horrifying had taken over him. Bruce was helpless as he ripped apart the bikers and everyone in the bar, killing them all as he knows he could feel himself telling them all to run and that he was sorry, but no one could hear him and it was over before he could do anything. In the aftermath, Bruce stood there all night watching the fires of the city burn, hoping someone would come around and kill him, but nothing did. So that's when he decided that if that type of fury was inside of him and could not be tamed, even after beating the devil with the Hulk, he would use it like it used him. Suddenly, the area is covered in lightning as Odin disappears as Thor pulls him back into Mjolnir. Odin demands his son send him back, but Thor knows that there is no time as the cavalry have arrived. Bruce screams for Odin to come back since he doesn't know this isn't a simulation as Iron Man arrives in his huge armor, demanding Bruce step outside the Hulk for a talk.